Good afternoon. We're here today to inform our community about some significant progress in the investigation of the murder of Philip Dewey Bergquist, which occurred over the weekend here in Fargo. I want to highlight the excellent teamwork of our department members across the board, from officers on the street, investigators, detectives, civilian persons that were helping with evidence collection and inventorying. This was a full court press, and that's exactly what we need to do in circumstances like this. I also want to thank our community for their participation and assistance. As you know, some of the folks involved in this were in the homeless community, and we also had significant help from the homeless community as we worked through this very heinous crime. As a result of all of their efforts, which was outstanding in a 72-hour period, to take a crime scene with a victim who is unidentified, to go through autopsy, to go back through all of the scene work, retrace steps, identify those who may be involved, and then actually put together the probable cause to place these persons into custody, make the arrest, seize significant evidence, get statements from these individuals in terms of their involvement, and then send it over to the Cass County State's Attorneys for potential prosecution. Was in the 72-hour period, outstanding work. And as a result, George Ortiz, a 38-year-old male from Fargo's been arrested for intentional murder. Jose Poitra, 29-year-old male with no permanent address, has been arrested for accomplice to murder. And David Reneros, a 25-year-old male, was arrested for tampering with evidence. All three of these individuals, from our perspective, were involved in different ways. And their cases will be reviewed by the Cass County State's Attorney's Office in terms of charges and move through the criminal justice system from there. So all of the folks up here today were involved in a number of different ways. And there's a lot of other people that aren't here this afternoon who were also involved. But really excellent teamwork by our Fargo Police Department team, and I couldn't be happier with their efforts and the results. And I'll end by saying we aren't going to provide any other specific information relative to the investigation as it is under prosecutorial review. Other questions other than that we could entertain?
What more can we, that Ty shown on WDAY radio, what can we learn about the three individuals who were arrested in connection with the murder?
Other than what I've just said, I don't think there's anything more that we could say about them at this juncture. We know that one does not have a permanent address. All of these individuals and the victim were familiar with each other. They were associates. This was not a random act of violence in any way. So from a community perspective, I think that's probably good for folks to know. And again, our team was on this from the very beginning, did some excellent work and made sure that these folks couldn't harm anyone else. One of our main purpose is to prevent harm to the vulnerable and to prevent future victimization. We did a great job of doing that here this weekend.
Matt Henson, WDAY. I'm sure you're not going to disclose it, but do you know the motive of why this occurred?
I think that is in the report submitted to the prosecutor's office, and they'll be looking that over.
I'm familiar with basketball, so I know what a full court press is. How do you mean that in terms here with the work of your detectives?
Well, good question. You know, the community might not know. We don't have a 24/7 investigative staff. We certainly have 24/7 patrol staff and support services. So when something like this happens after hours, a lot of these folks have to get called in, responding out to the scene in the middle of the night with whatever sleep they might have attained before they're out on the scene, and really having to get right into a pretty complex investigative process. So we called in as many people as we felt we needed. We had people that also stepped up to volunteer and assist to do the investigation, to do a lot of footwork and legwork, interviewing people in the community, looking at video, surveilling potential folks, and then ultimately, after developing that probable cause, locating and arresting them, locating evidence as we were pointed in specific directions that will be significant in helping to prove this case and shore up the statements that have been made. So again, if we were to wait 24 or 48 hours before we did this kind of work, we would lose all of those options. We would lose all of the things that would help us solve the crime. That evidence would be gone. The people might be gone. So again, it's really important that we get on this quick, as we did, and that we get these people in custody.
Davis Wind Valley News Live. I know you kind of answered this in your statement just now, but is there any other information about how you guys were able to come to this conclusion so quickly and how you're able to get the ball rolling so quickly on this?
Committed and excellent police work. That's what it is. Coupled with very excellent community cooperation and participation.
When you say community, are you referring to the homeless community or potential witnesses? What do you mean by community?
Both. All of the above. Yeah, we've had excellent help from all the different groups in our community.
How important was the cooperation of the homeless community to identify? Because obviously you don't have addresses to go to track down these people. How were you able to track them down, and where were they located?
Sure. No, I think that was significant. A lot of folks were able to help point us in the right directions in terms of folks that we needed to speak with. Some of them we found on our own. A lot of our officers, as you may be aware of, are extremely familiar with folks in our homeless community, and seeing someone on a video immediately know who they are. And that helps us in that regard as well.
And then just to elaborate, what's the next step? What's happening going forward, essentially?
Well, we got a lot of work on our end in terms of completing reports, getting evidence ready to go out to the crime lab for examination. And then, of course, the case review over at the Cass County State's Attorney's Office. They're going to have to review these reports and the investigative synopsises. Might have to meet with some of our personnel to get some of that information so they can make some charging decisions. And there may be some investigative follow-up that comes from that. So this will, it'll be busy for us for quite some time on both our department and the State's Attorney's Office, and completing this and bringing it forward into the criminal justice system. But I think the big thing to note is that those responsible are no longer walking around, and people don't need to worry about the potential harm that they might cause.
Do you know when this murder happened? We know the body was discovered Sunday morning, but do you know when and where the murder happened, and are you releasing the cause of death?
Cause of death, I'll leave to the prosecutor's office. They have all of those reports, other than to say we know it is a murder, and it happened Saturday evening down by the river, north of Maine.
You did mention that one of the suspects was charged with some sort of tampering. Is there any possible way you could explain what kind of tampering it was, or anything along those?
I can't in specific. In general, tampering with evidence would be something to the effect of where either some of the evidence from the scene or something that was used as a weapon or things of that nature are moved, secreted, hidden, or you attempt to shield them from law enforcement. So anything having to do with that is kind of like a tampering with evidence charge.
Any final questions?
Just to follow up on the full court press comment, I mean, obviously, anytime something like this happens in our community, we're assuming that, detectives are working on it around the clock. Was there something different, though, in this case, since you're kind of pointing that out? Was there more of a full court press, a harder one, or something done differently this time to solve this?
Well, I think what we've done is bolster maybe what we've done in the past with a little more resources, personnel resources. We've really opened up those opportunities. We want to have the full team effort. We want to get on this expeditiously. And I think in terms of bringing in as many resources as we feel we need versus a set number of personnel who would then have to be responsible to do all of the duties. Obviously, they can only get so much done in so much time. So full court press, getting all these folks out there when we need them, is really a significant piece to getting this done within that 72-hour time frame. And not all cases work out this well, but this is our approach to violent crime as a team. And I think there's also been a lot of discussion about downtown in general, and I think it's important for our community to know that these folks are out there working on these things as quickly as possible and are having great results to make sure that we keep not only downtown but the rest of our city safe. Okay, thank you.
Oh, one more. Kellen Harmer of Valley News Live. You mentioned video earlier. Did surveillance video play any part in getting the suspects? And if so, whose surveillance video was it? Can you say?
Sure. Second question, no, but in general, yes. Video was very beneficial in this case, as it has been in many of our investigations, specifically in the downtown area where there is video. So again, that's a great program. We appreciate the partnerships that we have in that, and that's something that we would certainly like to expand in other areas because it is extremely helpful in these types of incidents. Sure. Last question, Matt Henson, right now. Okay.
I'm assuming there's no cameras though down by the river. So you said earlier the murder happened at the river. Are you suggesting the murder happened somewhere else, or were you like able to see who these people, who was together?
Yeah, I'm not suggesting anything other than to say that the cameras were significant in helping us with this investigation. Probably as the criminal complaint comes out, more details will be available. Okay, thank you, everybody. And I appreciate all the folks here. Their great work, so nice job on all of that.